Good morning. My name is Michael R. Roser, and I am Chief Coaching Facilitator and co-founder of my company Strategic Life Coaching, LLC. Please join me for this video and others at my website, abundantlifeslc.com. Guys, I wanted to finish the next couple of days here with these promises that I was referring to, and what's in it for me was a question that I always used to ask. If I'm going to do something, it better have some value to me, otherwise I'm not going to do it. And so when I entered a spiritual program, a 12-step program at Alcoholics Anonymous, as we moved on further through the book, they discussed these promises. And if I live this spiritual life and I devote my life to living by spiritual principles, these are the things that will come true if I work for them. And so I wanted to go through a few. But first, I just wanted to report that I have lost exactly 100 pounds from the 302 that I found myself at on March 14th, 2016. And it's a great day. And I just didn't think any of this was possible. I didn't think that I could live at all without my friend alcohol and have anything close to what I seem to be achieving on a day-to-day basis, living a spiritual life. And so I feel compelled now, guys, to pass this along to you, because if I can do it, believe me, anybody can do it. And when you have God, as I understand God, on your side, things seem to go better very, very quickly. So let's talk about some of these promises. And again, why bother? Well, as I mentioned in the first video, that I read through all of them, and so I'd like to just take some time to maybe go through them, kind of one or two or three at a time here, and just develop them a little bit. So the first one: if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. So it's painstaking. When I'm painstaking about something, according to Webster, it's done with or employing great care and thoroughness, being painstaking about something. But what I find interesting about that is it's done with or employing. So to me, that denotes that I'm going to need some help if I'm going to do something that's painstaking. And I completely misread what that word really meant. So when I talked about that group of people that I surrounded myself with and surrendered to them and became vulnerable to them for their help, meaning I had to take the cotton out of my ears and put it in my mouth. I don't know everything, and I need to listen to what they're telling me. So I had to employ those people. And as I talked about many times, that's an investment that I made in myself. That is not an expense. And by employing those people, then I could do this with them. And I could painstakingly go through the process. And it does take some pain, guys, but the reward I can't even describe to you. Yes, getting back in shape is painful. There's no other way to describe it. But if you do little tasks along the way, then you start to look at 2014. That was a long time ago. 6 years ago, I started this, and here I am. So don't be expecting to look like Adonis after 6 weeks. That's not the way this works. Go through the pain, but then you start to feel better and you start to detect difference in your life. When it came to my emotional side, I had to employ a psychologist, and I had to get on a medical regimen in order to fix the things that I've been diagnosed with, which I've talked about many times. And lastly, spiritually, that was painstaking. That took some courage to look at my life as it actually existed, not what I had sold to you, to everybody, what it actually was. And I needed spiritual help, good orderly direction, the great outdoors, God as I understand him, to help me along that process. So when it talks about, in the definition of painstaking, it talks about the word care. done with or employing great care and thoroughness. Well, the word care is the provision of what is necessary for the health, welfare, maintenance, and protection of something or someone. In this case, us, the protection of us. So if I'm taking care in something, it's a provision that's necessary for me, for my health, my welfare, and my maintenance. And that's what I'm talking about. At the beginning, there's a lot of things that we have to do for our health and our welfare. I had to be separated from alcohol for my own welfare, and I didn't know how to do it. And now it's about the maintenance of staying in this position. And that's what I keep harping on, and I apologize for it, is that is a daily process to stay spiritually, physically, and emotionally connected to our rebirth, our revitalization. And when it comes to your finances, guys, these days, it takes a lot of care for the welfare and the maintenance of your financial situation, because it's easy to get caught up in those same feelings that caused me to drink. Those same feelings, then I'm not drinking anymore, but I could then go out and buy things that I can't afford, or I can go gamble, or I could be seeking sexual relations out of wedlock and doing all of these behaviors to try to feel better. And then I have the guilt and the remorse that comes with it. So if we're painstaking about this phase, and that's what it is, it's a phase of our development. We're starting, making a beginning, we're having that discovery session, we're sitting down at the assessment session, we're making that beginning, that phase of our development. And we're going to do it with care. We're going to do it painstakingly, and we're going to employ other people to help us along this journey. And I can promise you guys, from where I was, that it works, and it works really, really well. And then it becomes much easier to maintain it going forward. Lots of work at the beginning, a little bit each day, and you're off to the races. Okay? So we are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. So imagine living a life where you feel a new freedom. I'm no longer in the bondage of the days those nightmarish days that I found myself in. Waking up, hungover, depressed, anxious, because I wasn't taking my medications, and that narrative of, okay, today is the day. I'm going to change. I'm going to make this beginning. I'm not going to drink. And then I get from my bedroom literally to the shower, starting to dress to go do my work for the day, thinking about, gee, it's going to be really nice to get over to Wildfire so I can have my cocktails. I mean, I literally just got finished. But the immensity of that routine and those same old behaviors, I had to employ other people, and I had to take this journey with other people in order to get me above it. So, not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. Guilt and fear of what all of you thought about me in reality, not the facade again, but you guys had seen behind that facade. You knew who I really was. And the fear of that and the pain of that was something that I just simply couldn't overcome. It was just too much for me. I could never forget the past. And now what I find is the past has become my greatest asset. It is now allowing me, because I've opened myself up, I'm transparent, I can now use that past and the experiences of that past to help other people who are in the same boat. Maybe not as bad as I was, but are in that boat of depression, anxiety. Things aren't going the way that I want them to go. And I feel called, guys, to help everybody as I was helped by the people that really cared for me. It would help if I put my glasses on to find this little dot. All right, guys, take care. I hope that helps. Keep the cards and letters coming. I love it. Take care. Bye-bye.